class 12th from magnetic effect of current chapter, one very important topic, Ampere circuital law. Correct now? According to this law, the line integral, this is the line integral of magnetic field around any closed loop should be closed, in free space is equal to mu 0 times of net current enclosed in it. And as you know, mu 0 is the absolute magnetic permeability, B is the magnetic field, dl is the small segment of closed loop, and I is the enclosed current inside that loop. So suppose here it is a straight current carrying conductor carrying current I, and as we know the about straight current carrying conductor, the produced magnetic field is in the form of concentric circles. Suppose one of them is at distance a, means the radius of that concentric circle is a. Now we take very small segment of this circle and suppose its length is dl, then direction of produced magnetic field is along the direction of tangent which is drawn at that segment. Clear? So b dl, vector b dot vector b dl, it is b dl cos 0. Why cos 0? Because b direction of magnetic field and the direction of dl which act like a tangent, both are parallel. So if they are parallel, so theta will be 0, so it is b dl. Magnetic field intensity at distance a due to straight current carrying conductor, we will know B is equal to mu 0 upon 4 pi 2I by A. It is already discussed in previous lecture. So this is the produced magnetic field intensity at distance small a from the straight current carrying conductor. So put the value of this B in equation first, but become integration, closed integration B dl is equal to integration of B dl. Instead of B, write down mu 0 upon 4 pi 2I by a dl. So here mu 0 upon 4 pi constant quantity, as you know its value is 10 to the power minus 7. 2I, I is the current which is also constant, a is the distance, or you can say radius of this circle is constant. So take them out, and integration of dl means the sum of all the segment of this loop, and which is equal to its circumference, that is 2 pi a, and if we solve it to become closed integration of b dot dl, it is equal to mu 0 I, and which is the proof of Ampere circuital law. So let's see what are its application, and one of them is magnetic field intensity at a point due to straight current carrying conductor. Means we will prove this one with the help of Ampere circuital law. So suppose here it is a concentric, it is a circle of radius r, and we take again segment of length dl. So this is the direction of magnetic field which is to be found. Clear? So let a current I is flowing through a straight conductor, thus a magnetic field is produced around it. We have to find the magnetic field intensity at point P, which is at distance small r from the conductor. For this purpose we consider an empirical loop, that is closed loop, which passes through point P, and consider a small segment of length dl. Then closed integration, as you know it is b dl is equal to b dl cos theta, and again here theta is equal to 0 because b and dl are parallel. So b dl is equal to, by Ampere circuital law, it is mu 0 I. It is mu 0 I equal to closed integration of b dl. Correct? So mu 0 I b integration of dl, it is circumference, that is 2 pi r. So what is the intensity of b? B is equal to mu 0 upon 4 pi 2I by r. Correct? So this is the intensity of magnetic field at distance r from the straight current carrying conductor with the help of Ampere circuital law. And other application of Ampere circuital law, magnetic field intensity at a point due to solenoid. Correct? So suppose it is a solenoid. As you know, solenoid, if current carrying wire bounded over it in such a way they are well insulated from each other, where length of the cylinder should be greater than its diameter, then this arrangement is called solenoid. So suppose here we have a solenoid and we have to find magnetic field intensity at point P. For this purpose we select 2 points, one is P and other is Q. P is present inside the solenoid and Q is outside of the solenoid. Clear now? So we take a small segment of this solenoid, suppose its length is L. So here AB is equal to L. So A, B, C, D, it is empirical loop which is rectangular in form. Correct now? So what is the magnetic field which is produced at point P? So for this purpose, see here, suppose capital is the length of solenoid, Small is the number of turns in per unit length of the solenoid, means small n is equal to total number of turns upon length of solenoid, and I is the current which is flown through solenoid. Correct now? The magnetic field inside the solenoid is uniform everywhere along the axis of solenoid, while outside of the solenoid magnetic field is 0, because direction of current, up see here, why it is 0? Suppose it is solenoid, this pen is solenoid, so if we hold it like this, so in this side the direction of current is along upward, and from this side the direction of current is along downward. So the direction of produced magnetic field is equal and opposite, so they get cancelled to each other. Correct now? So outside of the solenoid magnetic field intensity is 0. Okay. So consider a rectangular loop of loop ABCD, then according to Ampere circuital law, closed integration of B dl is equal to mu 0 I by Ampere circuital law. तो B dl को अपन ओपन करेंगे. Correct ना? Because this closed loop is in the form of rectangle having 4 sides AB, BC, CD and DA. तो integrate it from A to B BDL plus integrate from B to C BDL plus integrate from C to D BDL plus integrate from D to A BDL, and which is equal to mu 0 I summation I. Correct now? So here B and DL, see here for AB, B and DL, this is DL and this is the direction of magnetic field, both are parallel, so theta will be 0, so it is B DL cos 0. For B to C, here B to C the direction of, and integration from B to C B DL cos 90. Why? Because BC is perpendicular to B, so theta will be 90. And for CDC, here CD direction of CD is just anti-parallel to B, anti-parallel to BC here, so theta will be 180 degree. And for AD, here it is AD, or you can say DA. To BDL, again DA is perpendicular to magnetic field, theta will be 90. So here cos 90 0, this cos 90 0, this cos 180, it is cos 180 CD, sorry, this CD actually what happened, this CD is present outside of the solenoid, so for this magnetic field will be 0, so here instead of magnetic field here written 0, so second, third and fourth term become 0, only BDL remains here, so it is mu 0 summation I. So integration from A to B BDL is equal to mu 0 summation I, and integration of BDL, it is become BL, because L is the length of that rectangular loop which is considered, so BL is equal to mu 0 summation I. Correct? So number of turns in per unit length is small n. So what is the number of turns if the length is L and it become NL? So total number of turns that present in this particular length L, it is equal to NL. Okay, and enclosed current is I. So what happened, it is NL is equal to NL into I. This is the value of net enclosed current, because I is the current which flowing through one turn, so number of turns present in that loop is NL, so net current will be NLI. Correct now? So therefore it become BL from first equation. BL is equal to mu 0, instead of summation I we will write NLI. So L and L get cancelled, so B is equal to mu 0 Ni. This is the produced magnetic field inside the solenoid. So we can prove it by general method as well as by Ampere circuital law. Similarly, magnetic field intensity inside the toroid. Correct? Toroid is nothing but the end-less solenoid. If both the end of solenoid join together, then it become in this form of circle. Correct now? So suppose here this is the inner radius of the toroid and this one is the outer radius of the toroid. Correct now? So suppose mean radius is smaller. If inner is R1 suppose and outer is R2, so this R is mean radius and one of the circle is this is supposed as empirical loop. Now we take tangent which is DL of length DL. Correct now? So again number of turns in per unit length become n upon 2 pi r. Total length is 2 pi r. So I is equal to current which is flowing through toroid. Clearness, its derivation is same as that of solenoid. So by Ampere circuital law, integration of B dl, it is equal to mu 0 into net enclosed current within this considered empirical loop. So it is integration of B dl cos 0. Why cos 0? Again because B and dl they are parallel at distance smaller from the center of toroid. It is equal to mu 0 into net enclosed current, and net enclosed current it is equal to small n into 2 pi r into I. So if we simplify it, so integration of dl is again 2 pi r, so B become equal to mu 0 and I. So intensity of magnetic field inside the toroid or solenoid both are same. Toroid is itself solenoid, but both end are connected together. Clear? Then come to the next point, Lorentz force. Lorentz force means, suppose if any current carrying conductor kept in a magnetic field, then it will experience a force. It will experience a force, and that force is proportional to intensity of magnetic field, proportional to intensity of current that flowing through straight conductor, proportional to length of conductor. Length of conductor means length of that portion of conductor which is present inside the magnetic field, and proportional to sine theta, where theta is the angle between conductor and magnetic field. Clear? If we combine them, so we will get F proportional to Bill sine theta. Take proportionality constant K, F is equal to K Bill sine theta. But the value of K in any standard system of measurement, either we prefer CGS or SI, in both the system the proportionality constant is 1. It can be found by the experiment. So K is always equal to 1 for any standard system of measurement. So F become equal to Bill sine theta. Clear na? So suppose कि if theta is equal to 90, theta is equal to 90 means कि if conductor is kept perpendicular to magnetic field, so if theta 90 degree, then F become Bill and it is the maximum value of Lorentz force. If theta 0 means if the conductor kept parallel to magnetic field, mean the direction of current is along the direction of magnetic field, so theta will be 0, so no any Lorentz force will act on the conductor. Similarly, theta is equal to 180 means direction of current is just opposite to the magnetic field. In that case, theta 180, so it becomes sine 180, which is also 0, so no any force act on the conductor. Clear? If suppose karo instead of current, if charge Q is moving in magnetic field B with velocity V, correct na? So distance traveled by charge L is equal to Vt, and current is equal to charge flown upon time taken. So put these two value in previous equation, Bill sine theta, to become BQ by T, Vt sine theta. T and T get cancelled and you will get F is equal to BQV sine theta. So this is the Lorentz force that experienced by charge which is moving with velocity V in a given magnetic field of intensity B by making an angle theta from the direction of magnetic field. And in vector form it can be written as vector F is equal to Q dot vector V cross vector B. So similarly again, if V is 0, force is 0 means if any charge is kept at rest in a magnetic field, so it will no any force will experienced by it. If it move parallel to magnetic field, then also no any force experienced by it. But if it is moving perpendicular to magnetic field, then it will experience the maximum Lorentz force, and whose value is BQV. Correct na? Because sine 90 is 1. So vector V will remains perpendicular to B. Kab hoga? Because in this case Lorentz force is maximum, so when it will remains maximum if path of the charge in magnetic field is circular, because during circular motion, as you know, the direction of velocity is always tangential to a point of the circumference. Suppose a charged particle of mass m of charge Q moving along circular path of radius r in magnetic field of intensity B, then in equilibrium position, what happen? If it is moving along circular path, then centripetal force will take place, and that centripetal force is balanced by Lorentz force. So in equilibrium position both forces are equal, so it become mv square by r is equal to bqv sine 90. See here, in this case the direction of magnetic field and the direction of velocity, because velocity is represented by the tangent, so both are perpendicular, so theta become 90. So finally you will get v and v get cancelled, you will get mv by r is equal to bq, so r is equal to mv by q. This is the radius of circular path, and as you know, kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. So half, if we multiply numerator and denominator by m, it become m square v square by m become p square by 2m, and p is the linear momentum. So kinetic energy is equal to p square by 2m, so p is equal to under root 2mk. This is the relation between linear momentum and kinetic energy. Clear? So from first, what is the radius? R is equal to, as you know, mv by bq. mv is the linear momentum by bq, and linear momentum is equal to 2mk, under root 2mk. Instead of p, write down under root 2mk. So radius of the path become under root 2mk by bq. So it is the radius of path in terms of kinetic energy of charged particle, magnetic field, mass and charge. And as you know, de Broglie wavelength lambda is equal to h by p. H upon, instead of p, write down under root 2mk. So yes, it become lambda is equal to h upon 2mk. See here, 2mk is equal to r into bq. R into bq. So instead of 2m under root 2m can write down r into bq. So radius become equal to h upon lambda bq. H is Planck constant, lambda is the wavelength, b is the magnetic field, and q is the charge that contained in the charge particle. Correct now? Similarly, if charged particle accelerated between 2 points having potential difference v, then as there is a relation between kinetic energy and potential difference. Kinetic energy is equal to q into v. So from equation 4th, this equation, radius become under root 2m cube v upon bq, or r is equal to 1 upon b under root 2m v, and 1, this power of q is half and its power is 1, so get cancelled and become half. So you will get under root 2m v by q, and this v is potential difference. Correct now? Time period of particle, it is distance traveled by velocity 2 pi r upon v, and r is equal to mv by bq. So t become equal to 2 pi by v into mv by bq, get cancelled. So t is equal to 2 pi m by bq. This is the time period to moving along circular path in given magnetic field. So what is the frequency? It is reciprocal of time period. The frequency is equal to bq by 2 pi m. And what is the angular velocity? And angular velocity omega is equal to, as you know, 2 pi nu. Put the value of nu here, so you will get angular velocity. Clear? So these are the few expression. When charged particle moving at an angle theta to the magnetic field after than 0, 90 and 180, कोई भी एंगल हो सकता है. Suppose this is the direction of velocity of charged particle making an angle theta. Correct now? So if we resolve this v along two vertical component, one is v cos theta horizontal component and v sin theta is its vertical component, and it is moved in the form of circular path. So this distance traveled along the direction of magnetic field, that is called pitch of helix path. This path is helix. Let a charged particle of mass m moving with velocity v by making an angle theta from the direction of magnetic field b, then its two vertical component v cos theta and v sin theta along x and positive y axis. When charged particle moving along x axis with constant velocity v cos theta, then force act on it is 0. If it move along v cos theta, then force act on it 0, because theta will be 0 in that case. So v sin theta is perpendicular to magnetic field. This is the direction of magnetic field, and v sin theta is along y axis, so it is perpendicular to magnetic field. Thus charge follow circular path. Thus in equilibrium position, again centripetal force is equal to Lorentz force, because the path is circular. So m, but the velocity is v sin theta. Instead of v, we will write here v sin theta. So mv sin theta square by r is equal to bq. Instead of v, we will write here v sin theta. bq, this is velocity of v. bq v, instead of v, we will write here v sin theta. Sin 90, because this 90 means the angle between b and v sin theta. Correct now? So theta will be 90. So it become r is equal to mv sin theta by bq. Instead of r, mv by bq. In this condition especially, it become mv sin theta by bq. Time period 2 pi r upon v sin theta. Distance upon speed, so it is 2 pi m by bq. Pitch is the pitch of helix means distance traveled. So distance traveled is equal to velocity into time, or speed into time, you can say. So along the direction of magnetic field, the component of velocity is v cos theta into time t, time period. So put the value of v cos theta, and time period is 2 pi m by bq. So this is the expression for pitch. Correct? All about for today's, these points are very important. We will go through it. Thank you.